Everyone. I'm here today to talk about Classroomscreen, and that's the name of the website itself, Classroomscreen altogether. And it's a really easy thing to start working with if you want to add something to your Google Meet. So you go to the website Classroomscreen. You do not have to create an account of any kind. You can if you want to, but you do have to pay for an account. But you can use it without having one. So all you do is click on Launch Classroomscreen. It's going to open up a different tab. And all it does is create basically a screen for you where you can add certain elements that will help with your classroom management if you want, but it can also just be, something that sits there while students are working on their own, and you just have the Google Meet open so they can talk to you. It gives you some, fun images to work with and things like that. So I'm gonna start by picking a different background here. The background can be anything you have saved in your computer. They give you some options of pictures, and they even give you animation. So for example, I'm gonna pick this very, peaceful little fire here. And this just keeps on moving in the background for as long as you want. You can add all sorts of different things. So a random name would be if you're using this in a class and you want to call out on someone or you want to pick someone to do a specific job, you can put your students' names here. So for example, I'm just going to add my family dogs. Got lots of those. Uh, and when you have your list here, one per line, you just click on choose. It will randomly pick one of the names, and you can assign your student whatever it is you want to assign them. Dice is pretty much self-explanatory. If you need to roll a dice for any reason, it can do 1, 2, or 3. You can add media to this, so an image. You can add a YouTube video that just pops up in here. You can also open the webcam here. Hopefully it will work while I record. So if you want to have your face there so the students can see it while you're showing something else, you can add your webcam there. QR code, if you need something that maybe you want to put here, it's a website that you want your students to go to, they will just create a QR code and the students can use their phones to take a picture of it and go there. You can create drawings. So if you have a stylus, this is probably better. I just have my mouse here, so this is going to look horrible, but you can draw something, almost like a little whiteboard. You can add text. So for example, if you want to, set this up right before you start your class and you go through the agenda and you write down here all you need to do. And you can just leave this here up for the students as they come into the class. This would be better, if you're working with younger students, this might work a little better. You tell them what they need to be doing, as you're working with them. This is not really ideal for a remote learning situation, but maybe once we're back in class, this could be something that you can throw on the screen for them to look at. A traffic light is pretty much self-explanatory also. You can leave it up here, so maybe you pick green when they're allowed to, unmute their microphones and talk to you. You pick red when you want them all to be quietly working on something, whatever it is that you want to assign this to. There is a timer option you can add. If you're telling them, hey, you need to be doing whatever work, you need to be doing this reading, you have 15 minutes. So you add that here and you just click on go, and they'd be able to see the timing counting down. You can have a stopwatch. Again, let's say you're doing some kind of, game with your students, or you want them to be able to say as many yourself. Now, of course, when you want to come up with an example, you can never do that. But anyway, whatever you would use a stopwatch for, you can use it here. You can leave a clock up here so your students know what time it is at all times. You can also leave a calendar up, and this, if you don't want the full thing, you can also make it smaller and just say what day it is. So how do you share this with your students? Basically, the idea for this would be that you would be sharing your screen on Google Meets. You could, if there's nothing that is moving, if it's something that is just going to stay, static throughout the day, you can come here and download the image that you created as a PNG image and then just share that on Google Meet instead. But if you want to be able to work with this and change things, so for example, for the dice or for the traffic light, you want to be able to share this in real time. So you would just have this open on a tab in your computer and just share that tab with your students during your class, which is why, having the webcam open could be a good idea because they'd be able to see, you can move this down so you have some more space. They would be able to see everything that you put up for them, but also your face on the screen. So they're not talking to, just nothing. So this is really easy to use, as you can see. It's nothing super complicated. It's not world changing, but it could be, a fun little way to present your information to your students all in the same place. And, with something that's not as static as maybe a PowerPoint or a Google slide, just something that will change around as you go. And you could, use it as the beginning of class. You can have a countdown to the beginning of class, right? So you have your timer and you say, well, it's 10 minutes before class start. I'm going to open this up and let it count down. And once it counts down to 0, you start your class, things like that. But anyway, I hope you all find some usefulness in this, and we'll see each other soon, hopefully. Bye, everyone.